slide gives you a little perspective to what to look forward to. And with all those questions in your mind, it's always great to hear and make sure it answers most of your questions. So, yes, creating culture of equality as technology advances. Now, this is a big thought and how you see it coming along. And we're very happy to be joined by Senior Managing Director, Lead Europe Markets, Advanced Technology Center India, Sponsor Inclusion and Diversity Accenture India, Ruhi Ranjan, with us right now.
I'm delighted to be speaking to you today on a topic that's extremely close to my heart, creating a culture of equality as technology advances. My dream really is to create a diverse workforce for the future, where everyone is free to contribute, learn, and grow. We're going to be talking about some paradigms today. And first paradigm that we're going to discuss is the perception gap, leadership perception and employee experience. As leaders, we all know how important it is for us to create a culture of equality, an empowering environment where everyone is free to bring their authentic self to work. An Accenture global research titled Getting to Equal 2020, The Hidden Value of Culture Makers, surveyed 30,000 diverse employees across industries, organizations, and geographies. We asked leaders how many of them believed that they were creating an empowering environment for their employees. 2/3 of the leaders, which is 68%, felt that they were creating an empowering environment. We also asked the employees, did they think their leaders were creating an empowering environment for them? Any guesses what they came back with? Just 1/3 of them, which is 36% of the employees, came back and said that they believed that their leaders were creating an empowering environment for them. Obviously, a significant gap exists between the way the leaders and the employees view progress on equality in their organizations. If the leaders-employees perception gap were to be narrowed, employees and the organizations they work for would gain significantly. That's because equality is equal to innovation, which is equal to growth. Why is this gap so disturbing? Well, while the pace of technology has been exponential in the last few years, the progress towards equality has not moved at that same pace. This is especially disturbing because women today are major contributors to technologies. And this disparity hurts the technology organizations more than anyone else. Just to give you a few examples, women today constitute 70 to 80% of all consumer purchasing decisions. Women are 50% more likely than men to regularly watch online how to do videos. 94% of women between the age group of 15 to 35 spend nearly an hour every day to do online shopping. 70% of the world travelers today are women. 85% of the women say that if they like a brand, it's highly likely that they'll remain loyal to it. Well, this just proves the point, isn't it? That if more than half the consumers of technology today and technology and their websites are women today, it would make more sense not only just to staff women, but to get them in leadership roles to decide the strategic directions for organizations to make. The second paradigm that we are going to talk about is the gender bias. Does it really exist? Women have traditionally played an important role in technology. However, they have ended up not getting immense credit for it. And to prove my point, I'll share with you two stories which are decades apart, but very similar in pointing out the gender bias that exists in the technology world. During World War II, 6 extremely intelligent women programmed the first electronic computer, the Electrical Numerical Integrator and Computer, ENIAC, but they weren't given the credit for it. They were even identified in photos as refrigerator ladies, models who posed in front of the computer to get it to look more alluring. Unfortunately, their groundbreaking work went unrecognized and unapplauded for decades. Fast forward to a century later, to the digital age. In a study of the GitHub users, code written by women was accepted 78.6% times, 4% higher than the code written by men. Is this knowledge prevalent and available today? Probably not, because it does talk about women being better than men. So what does the technology landscape in India look like today? Women in tech in India are not in very high numbers. Just to quote a NASSCOM report of March 2020, India's tech industry, Women for the Decade, says that only 35% of women in India today are working in the technology industry. This is really strange because India is one of the top producers of females as far as STEM is concerned. But unfortunately, it ranks 19th in the world in terms of employability. According to United Nations report, women constitute merely 14% of the total 280,000 jobs available in technology for scientists, engineers in the research development sector in India. The World Economic Forum report talks about gender gap in the year 2020, stating that 12% of women today are in cloud technology roles. In AI and in data and analytics, there is 15 to 26% of women today. So this just talks about the availability and the opportunity for women only in the tech industry. And the case for women in technology becomes even stronger. The tech industry today, with demand far exceeding the supply, needs more women to step up and take on technology roles to meet the exhaustive demand for talent. To ensure new products and services are designed for consumption for a diverse workforce and a diverse consumer base. And more importantly, to innovate. A diverse and an inclusive workforce that is innovative 11 times faster than a regular workforce. In conclusion, I would just like to leave you with 3 points which will help you understand how you want to plan your agenda to accelerate the role of women in leadership roles. The first point, bold leadership and commitment. Leaders must truly believe that equality matters and prioritize it. I'm a firm believer that a culture of equality starts at the top. It should be a strategic priority for organizations and should be treated with rigor. Goals should be set up, plans should be made and executed and monitored for their execution and success. I'm particularly proud of the fact that Accenture declared several years ago that it wanted to be a gender-neutral 50-50 workforce by the year 2025. This commitment is backed by a strong execution strategy and a framework. In fact, inclusion and diversity agenda in Accenture is treated as a business metric and is part of the Accenture scorecard. I'm very proud to say that today in India, for Accenture, women represent 45% of our workforce. 25% of our managing directors are women, and 45% of our intake is based on women. The second action that we want to talk about is comprehensive actions to retain and grow women. Policies and practices must be created to ensure that they are employee friendly and support all genders. We've created programs for skilling women and ensuring they get the technology acumen to scale up and take on the leadership roles available in the organization. We've also ensured employee-friendly programs like the Returning Mothers, which ensures when women return to work after maternity break, have mentors and policies to ensure that they are slowly inducted back into the workforce. And last but not the least, create an empowering environment and strengthen inclusion and belonging at the workplace. We need to create and work with empathy and transparency and create engagement platforms to ensure a holistic development for our women. The 4R framework helps us do that right. Right skill, right role, right client, and the right sponsor. There are programs created to ensure that we are able to do this for all our women across all our levels. In conclusion, invest in your women. Enable them with technology skills to meet the demands of the constantly evolving technology. Create an inclusive leadership team, leaders who believe in equality and lead by example. And ensure that women form a key part of your organization strategy, innovation teams, and client-facing roles. Equip them with the right skills and support them at critical junctures of their careers and life. For when she rises, we all rise. Thank you so much and all the best.
Just about a right balance. And that's the way towards much more. I want to thank Ravi Ranjan indeed for adding flavors to what will create culture of equality as technology advances. Up next, there is more, there has to be much more. And I think much more starts with fueling digital innovation in the era full of technology.